Have you ever met someone and it just clicks? Like you're on the same wavelength from the get-go. And then other times, it feels like you're speaking a completely different language? Well, today, we're diving into that exact idea, personality synergy. And we're going to do it through the lens of one of the most complex and rarest types out there, the INFJ.
So what is it about this personality type that's so fascinating? A big part of the whole mystique is just how uncommon they are, which really makes you wonder what's actually going on inside their heads.
Get this, INFJs make up less than 2% of the population. And that's not just a cool statistic, it's a reality that can make them feel pretty isolated or misunderstood. That's exactly why digging into their perspective is so important. All right, first things first, let's get to know the INFJ. You'll often hear them called the advocate or sometimes the counselor. And honestly, those nicknames are a huge clue, pointing straight to their deep-seated idealism and their drive to help other people.
So let's break down the core of the advocate. They're visionaries, constantly searching for deeper meaning and connections. They're also incredibly principled, guided by this really strong internal moral compass. But what makes them so powerful is that they combine this incredible empathy with a serious commitment to organized action. They don't just dream about a better world, they actually create a plan to go out and build it. So what's powering all these traits? Well, to really understand an INFJ, we need to look at their mental software, what the Myers-Briggs system calls cognitive functions. Think of this as the operating system that shapes how they see and interact with the entire world.
The INFJ's main program, their dominant function, is Introverted Intuition, or NI for short. The best way to picture it is like a powerful internal pattern finder. So instead of focusing on concrete, in-the-moment details, NI is all about connecting abstract ideas, trusting gut feelings, and always looking towards the future.
And this isn't just one tool they use sometimes, it's their default setting. This intuition is constantly running in the background, connecting dots that most other people don't even realize are there. It's their home base.
But hey, a rich inner world has to connect to the outer world, right? And that's where their supporting function comes in. Extroverted feeling, or FE. This function is focused outward, on people. It's all about making decisions based on how they'll impact others and a deep desire to maintain social harmony.
And this is really where the magic happens. You take that powerful inner vision from their intuition and you channel it through this empathetic, people-focused lens. This combination is what drives them not just to imagine a better future, but to feel this deep need to actively work to create that future for everybody.
And the result of all this is a remarkable ability to just read people. They don't just see who a person is right now, they see all of their potential. And they feel this powerful drive to help them get there.
So this unique inner world naturally leads to a deep desire for authentic connection. And that brings us right to the heart of our topic today, personality synergy and the INFJ's ongoing search for that true relational harmony.
Which of course brings us to the big question of this whole explainer. If INFJs are so complex and so rare, who do they naturally click with? Who is it that really understands their inner world and complements their outer one?
A classic example of this synergy is the INFJ's connection with the INTJ, also known as the architect. Now, they both share that same visionary, future-oriented outlook, but they approach it from totally different angles. The INFJ asks, how will this help people feel? While the INTJ asks, how can we make this work in the most logical, efficient way? Put them together, and you get plans that are both incredibly compassionate and incredibly effective.
This pairing just works so well because they're operating on that same intuitive wavelength that lets them have those really deep, abstract conversations that they both crave. They also just get each other's need for privacy and alone time. And their decision-making styles, the INFJ's empathy and the INTJ's logic, they create this amazing, powerful, and balanced partnership.
This chart here, which shows compatibility from the INTJ's point of view, really highlights the idea perfectly. If you look, you'll see the INFJ is listed right there as compatible. It just goes to show how understanding these underlying dynamics can really explain why certain connections just click.
But not every pairing is so harmonious. To really get synergy, we have to look at its opposite, friction. So let's explore why some personalities tend to clash. At its core, personality friction isn't really about good people versus bad people. It often just boils down to speaking different mental languages, When one person is focused on concrete facts, that's sensing, and the other sees these huge, abstract patterns, that's intuition, well, misunderstandings are pretty much inevitable. Same goes for decisions based on objective logic versus personal values.
Here's a really powerful example. From that same INTJ perspective, the ESFJ can be a pretty challenging match. And you can see why right here in this breakdown. The INTJ is focused on abstract future possibilities, while the ESFJ is grounded in concrete past experiences. The INTJ makes decisions based on objective logic, but the ESFJ prioritizes social harmony and their values. I mean, they are fundamentally wired to see and value the world in completely different ways.
So, why does any of this matter outside of a personality test? Because understanding these dynamics, it isn't just a theoretical exercise. It has some pretty profound, real-world applications for all of us, no matter what our type is. I mean, think about it. When we finally understand these fundamental differences, our communication gets so much better. We can approach conflicts with empathy instead of judgment. We can build stronger, more effective teams by actually leveraging everyone's unique strengths. And honestly, it's an incredible tool for self-awareness that can spark some real personal growth. This quote from the Myers-Briggs Foundation just captures the main takeaway perfectly. This stuff isn't about putting people in boxes. It's about getting a map to better navigate our differences, and that leads to stronger connections in every single part of our lives. So, think about your own key relationships. At work, at home, with your friends. How could understanding your own personality synergy and your own points of friction change the way you connect with the people who matter most?